Hello, hello. We're back. We're back to Wednesdays live chat with board progression. And yeah, last week we switched things up a little bit and we did a Thursday night because of Valentine's Day. So sorry if you guys tried to hop on for that. Yeah, went out with Celica, had a nice sushi dinner, a nice date night. My mom watched Arthur, which was awesome. And we got to spend some time together on Valentine's Day, which I don't even remember what we did last year with Arthur being a newborn. We probably just stayed home and had something mellow. So we're back to Wednesdays now. I believe this is week 12. I want to say of live chatting. Pretty cool, nice milestone. And yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about the weather right now, the snow that we got this week, and what we got coming in next week. So if you're tuning in, drop a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I was out of town over the weekend, so I'm catching up on videos right now. I'm dropping a review video tomorrow. I am a little bit backed up on my schedule of dropping Monday and Friday. So sorry about that, but I hope you guys are stoked for a resort review. I'm dropping a resort review tomorrow. And I'm probably going to be riding tomorrow at the Bird as well. Yeah, we got a bunch of snow this week. I haven't actually been riding yet since I got back from my trip. And I'm stoked to get up tomorrow. If anybody's going to be at the Bird, would love to see you there. So let me know if you guys are going to be riding, if you're local. And I hope you guys are having a good season. I know some parts of the country, things are starting to wind down a little bit, like back east. Even some places in Washington, I've heard that some resorts have had to close, which is really a bummer on the Northwest. So I think we're fortunate that Utah's had a good winter, a good season. And this week's storm has been above average for February. And it looks like there's another storm rolling in on Monday. And it seems like February is going to be an above average month for us here. So that's super sick. Yeah. And hopefully after that, there's going to be more storms rolling in. I think there's supposed to be a little bit of a dry spell throughout like midweek to the weekend, but I'm not sure after that. Hopefully it goes well. We got Flacky in the chat. He says, Yo, Dan from Missouri, but we'll be there on Wednesday. Bring the snow. Sweet. Awesome, dude. It's going to look good, man. I think it's looking primed up for you on Wednesday. Yeah, I saw Open Snow's forecast said this weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be kind of dry, but Monday there's a system moving in, and it looks like a pretty good one, a hefty one for Monday and Tuesday. So I don't know if you'll actually get a powder day on Wednesday, but you might get like a day after the storm kind of day. So that's pretty sick. Hopefully it'll just stay good. I think this weekend it's going to get a little bit warmer here in Utah. So hopefully that doesn't cook things too bad, but maybe it'll make the new snow coming in on Monday bond really well to the next layer, potentially. So yeah, I think you're gonna have a good time next week. I actually have a friend coming in this weekend who lives back east. I haven't seen him in a while. I saw him last year when Celica and I visited Maryland briefly. So he met Arthur. We had Arthur with him, but Arthur was only like 4 or 5 months old, I want to say. I think it was like 4 months. But yeah, homie used to be my roommate, really good friend. He doesn't get to ride that often, but he is on the West Coast right now, traveling for work. And he asked if he could stop by and crash and try to ride. He brought his board with him. So I'm going to be riding both Saturday and Sunday, probably Snowbird, maybe Brighton or somewhere else. I believe he has an Icon pass. But if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I sometimes ride Saturdays, but I don't usually ride Sundays. So this will be a rare occasion when I'll be getting out for both on the weekend. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Jesse, what's up, Jesse? Jesse says I might see you at the Bird tomorrow. So that's awesome, dude. What time do you think you'll be there? I'm gonna head up probably a little after opening chair. I got a few things to do to finish up this edit I'm working on right now, so that I can post that tomorrow morning. But yeah, planning to be up there. I was hoping Austin could come up with me, but I think he's just got too much going on in the shop, and he has some family visiting this week. So I might just be going up solo tomorrow, old school style with selfie stick or whatever. Homie Andy, I think, is going to be there. Andy Rebney, who made a brief cameo or two last season. I want to say in an Alta preseason video. He's going to be up there, he said. So maybe I can link up with him. But if not, it'd be dope to catch a lap with you either way, Jesse. First tram, let's go. All right, dude. Did you ride today or yesterday? I'm curious to know what it was like out there. I mean, I've checked out snow reports, and everything seems like it was good. But yeah, dope, he says. So I'm betting it was. It sounds like the storm delivered pretty well. And as I mentioned, I was out of town Saturday and Sunday, but I heard there was a little bit of snow coming in Saturday as well. So it's been a good month here, it sounds like. Yeah. Oh, you were at Snow Basin yesterday. It was heavy AF. Nice. Speaking of Snow Basin, I got hit up by my homie Mark, who has been in almost every Snow Basin video I've posted. He's an instructor up there. He's Prestige Worldwide Coaching on Instagram, if you guys follow him, or if you remember his handle. That's his coaching company. He also teaches motorcycle driving, but he teaches snowboarding. Anyway, he's been my connection up there to get some passes when we don't have passes. And he told me he'd like to get together. Well, originally he said this week, but I don't think that's going to work out. So I think we're going to try to go up there next week. So yeah, Snow Basin, hopefully it's firing. It sounded like it was really good. Glad you were there. That's sick. And yeah, can't wait to get back to Snow Basin. Same thing with Beaver. I've been trying to talk to my connect up there as well. The SoPal dude who runs their marketing team at Beaver. I've been in contact with him too, trying to ask like when's a good time to come up, hoping we can get some sort of a connection on lift tickets there. But Beaver tickets aren't that expensive anyway. But yeah, I heard it was really good. Open Snow said that they had like 14 inches, I think, this morning from the last 24 hours, I'm guessing. But it sounds like it was really good. So that's pretty sick. Yeah, I need to get up to Beaver, but I'm hesitant to pull the trigger to just drive up there without it being, you know, like really good conditions. And, you know, it'll probably just end up being whatever it is. You know, a lot of people don't have the luxury of deciding to go when it's all time. But I prefer to be there either like the day after a storm or maybe a storm day if I can time it. But it's a little bit challenging since it's like 3 hours from here. But it's super sick. I can't say enough good things about Beaver the one time I've been there. So stoked for that. Yeah. Chime in if you guys have been riding anywhere else, whether it's here in Utah or other parts of the country. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And speaking of other parts of the country, I think I'm going to be up in Idaho. It's looking like March 23rd. I was hoping to link up with Red, who's been in the chats the last few. But I think he's unfortunately not going to be available that day, he said. That just seems like it's going to be the best weekend for me to get up there. My in-laws live up there, and it's going to be a good opportunity for us to visit them So if any of you guys are in the Boise area, I think I'm going to try to hit, but I'm going to try to hit Bogus Basin Saturday, March 23rd. It looks like. So keep that in mind if any of you guys are up there. And as far as other places outside of the state, I don't think we have anything planned in stone right now. But I am going to be trying to do a local meetup March 15th and 16th here in Utah. If anybody is in town and wants to link up and shred for a part of the day, a good chunk of the day, I think that'd be pretty fun. So yeah, Jared says, yeah, it makes sense. The snow kind of came out of nowhere to up here. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it was a southwest flow, if I'm not mistaken, according to the forecast I read. And I think that favored Beaver, Cherry Peak. I think Cherry Peak did really well too. And Deer Valley, I think, got significant totals out of this storm, especially today. But I'm curious to know how it kept going throughout the day. If it turned on in the Cottonwoods, because I think the storm shifted more to a northwest flow, which does favor little Cottonwood and sometimes big Cottonwood. So I'm hoping that there'll be some good snow up at the Bird tomorrow morning. I think it will be. I think it's going to be super fun no matter what, because it's been kind of slowly piling up over the last few days. It sounds like, even if we don't get like a huge total overnight or anything. But yeah, that's awesome. Job, what's up? Says 18 inches overnight in the hills by my place. Didn't have any snow on the south slopes yesterday afternoon, and now they're covered. Oh, cool. That's awesome. It's always good when you get snow like by the house, in my opinion. I mean, maybe you have to shovel it, which is good and bad, but that's cool. Even got to take a snow nap on my hike earlier. A snow nap. All right, enlighten me. I don't know if I've ever done a snow nap during a hike, but that sounds pretty cool. Just cozy up somewhere in the snow and take a little nap. It sounds pretty cool. I'll have to try that. I've been hoping we get valley snow here this season, but we haven't really had a decent valley storm. I think we've had one or two where it got up to like 4 or 5 inches down here in Sandy. But been hoping there'd be enough to play around in the backyard with Arthur some more. We got him a little sled, and he's used it. He's been on it. We even went to a local park nearby and pulled him around on it and dropped him in on a hill a little bit on the sled, and that's been fun. But definitely was hoping we'd get a little bit more right here in my backyard. Last season, there was one day where I think I had more fun in my backyard just strapping in on the hill I have back here than driving all the way up to the Bird and fighting the crowds and the closures. But anyway, see you out there. What's up? It's good to see you out here again. I'm sorry that joke's not getting any better, but good to see you. Bogus is my Idaho family's home mountain. Cool. Fun spot. Very cool. Sorry, my throat's a little dry, guys. Correct me if I'm not mistaken, but Bogus is the closest resort, right, to Boise. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that's the one that seems to make the most sense to check out if I only have time to hit one resort. And I think I'm only going to have time to hit one resort for one day for this trip. And then we'll have to make our way back and check out some more. 88 Ski, what's up? It's good to see you again. Still love your username, man. It says, thanks for keeping it up. Skier here, but shredding is shredding. It's been a tough year for long FKRM. I think I know what that means. But yeah. Yeah, dude. Long form content. Oh, but yours rocks. Gotcha. Long form. Okay, yeah. I was like, is that an acronym for something? That's hilarious. Okay, yeah. Yeah, dude. I love long form content. I love making it for you guys. And it has been a tough year, it seems like, for long form content. Algorithms and social media in general, I guess, is just pushing short form stuff. But we're trying to adapt. We're trying to throw it in there too. And then we've done 2 top to bottom mic'd up videos for you guys. So I hope you guys have had a chance to check those out. And if you haven't, check them out. Let me know what you think. But we're trying to do more like uncut videos where I'm talking over the mic a little bit more, courtesy of DJI. They sent us a mic. And I think hopefully it'll keep people engaged a little bit more. I think the biggest thing that hurts YouTubers' watch time now, and everything that with the algorithm is based on watch time. Like everything that gets suggested are the videos that are viewed the longest amount of time, versus clicks or likes, which is what it used to be. But I think the biggest thing that hurts long form content now is when you're scrolling through YouTube. When you scroll past a video and you kind of hold it there for a second, it starts playing the video automatically for just like a few seconds. Even if you keep scrolling, that counts as a view. And in my data, that just shows like, oh, well, a bunch of people only watched like 2 or 3 seconds of this. So I think that makes the videos recommended less. But anyway, whatever. I don't want to talk too much about all that stuff, all the analytics and whatnot, because that's kind of boring. But the important thing is you guys are digging it. You're here, and I appreciate you. So we'll keep doing what we do. We're going to adapt and try to diversify board progression, but the heart and soul of it's still going to be like trying to make polished cinematic stuff for you guys. But just more of it and more variety, I guess. Medium of Media says, yo, how we doing? What's up? Medium of Media. Love that. We're doing good, man. Yeah, we're doing good, and stoked that the season is just chugging along here. Can't believe we're so far into February 21st already. But yeah, the snow's been rolling in really well this month. January was pretty good too, and hopefully March continues to deliver. So very stoked. See you out there says, from what I know, yes, it is. Yeah. Talking about Bogus being the closest resort to Boise. So I think that's what we're going to hit on March 23rd. If anybody's in the area, it would be dope to catch up with you and shred a little bit. What's up, David? David Carrillo says, been loving the BP gloves for VO. Awesome. Love to hear it, man. I say it all the time. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, guys, but I swear anybody who tries VO gloves will love them, and they won't want to go back to regular gloves. It's just the way it is. If you get used to them anyway. I gave a pair to Evan last week, the dude who was in the last Solitude video filming on the long lens. And like halfway through the day, he was like, this is insanely amazing, game changing, especially for using a camera, working with your hands. He's just like, dude, why don't people use these gloves? Why don't more people use these gloves? And I'm just like, honestly, I don't think people grasp how revolutionary they are until you try them. And they're high quality too. It's not just a gimmick, guys. But glad you're liking them, man. That's awesome. Jesse Platts, what's up? Jesse's saying Opus Clip. Oh, Opus Clip. I've heard of Opus Clip. Yeah. Opus Clip will take your long form content and make a bunch of short form clips. Yes, Jesse, I think you might have been the one who DM'd me on Instagram talking about it. If you didn't, somebody else did. And I took a look at it. Sorry if I didn't get back to you. Yeah, I've had a ton of DMs lately. It looks interesting, but the quality is kind of meh. It just seemed like sort of random, like it just takes like random chunks of the video and it tries to make it like a concise story and like theme to it. But some of the captioning isn't accurate. Um, it just doesn't, I don't know, have the polish that I'm used to. But maybe I could check it out and tweak it a little bit more. It also just didn't seem like it would take that much less time than me just throwing together some shorter clips myself. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try. Thanks for reminding me if you mentioned it earlier. I think it's obviously going to get better too. Stuff like that always does. Software will get better with time. But to me, just right now, it seems a little bit like I can tell, maybe just because I know it's like auto generated, but it looks to me like it's auto generated. Cameron, what's up? Says at Heavenly, cool. 20 inches of fresh POW. Nice, dude. That's awesome. That sounds heavenly. Jeez. Sounds really good. POW Ninja, what's up, man? Was just talking to you on Instagram. Yeah, POW Ninja was telling me Beaver's getting slapped with a bunch of snow, which is awesome. Yeah, you were tearing it up, it looked like today, dude. Beaver forecast last night, 3 to 5 inches, wake up to 10 in my driveway. Wow. Proceeded to go into full-blown powder panic. I believe it. Show up to 18 inches. Wow. My wife forgave me. I could understand why. That's awesome. Weatherman was way off. Nice. Yeah. That's a good surprise, isn't it? That's the best. That's the best. I'd be totally fine with the majority of forecasts underperforming or being under and then overperforming versus the opposite, right? That's awesome, man. 18 inches. Dang. I wish I could get up there tomorrow. I can't do it that last minute that quick. But that'll be awesome to ride Beaver tomorrow. And it sounds like today was epic. Very cool. Well, hopefully that trend continues and I can get up there soon. Yeah. Jesse Platts. Yep. Sweet. Nice. Yeah. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. I can use all the help I can get. So thanks for showing me that software. It's cool. And maybe I will look into it some more. I probably should. SBF, what's up? Yo, how's it going? Where's the bud tomorrow? Are you asking like where one of my homies is? If you're asking about Alex, if you guys didn't know, Alex is in Alaska right now. Yeah. So that's pretty dope. I'm a bit jealous. But I'm honestly just really happy for him. He's got a client that he's been teaching. Alex teaches at Snowbird, if you guys didn't know. And his client offered to pay his way to take him up to Alaska to like be his guide and just like ripping partner. So they're getting heli ski lines, and I think they went to Alaska, if I'm saying it correctly. But yeah, it's gonna be super sick. He took a GoPro with him. He's filming a couple clips, and he asked me if I can throw some footy into a board progression episode when he gets back. So maybe if I have time, I'll throw together a little something, and you guys can see some of his Alaska footage because I kind of just want to see it myself. But yeah, it looks like it was a typo, which is fine. Yeah, the vid. Where's the vid tomorrow? So tomorrow I'm posting a video, long overdue. I'm doing the Powder Mountain review. Some of you guys have been asking about it. And yes, we were finally able to get that guy going. I got to do a couple things tonight and tomorrow morning before it's published, but it will be published tomorrow. I promise. Yeah, I wanted to post it last week, and then I just got pretty backed up, guys, being out of town over the weekend. Didn't help. I was in Vegas for a couple days seeing a U2 concert with my brother and doing a couple other things that were super fun, but it was kind of planned a long time in advance, and I was hoping to get more editing done before I left, and it just didn't happen. So we're posting the Pall Mall review video tomorrow. I'm probably going to film another top to bottom if I can tomorrow, and I may post that Friday. So we might get 2 videos in a row, Thursday and Friday. And then I've got the video we shot last week that still needs to post, and that's going to post on Monday. Yeah, so the video we shot at the Bird, which was all time, and we had the long lens again. Evan had his Canon R5. I think it was a friend's he was borrowing, actually. But either way, I've seen some of the footage. It looks awesome. Just haven't had time to throw it into an edit yet. But that's the one that we made a top to bottom of that I dropped last week. And I did a top to bottom from Gadzoom down to Peruvian. That was the same day. So yeah, Pall Mall review video tomorrow. Potentially another top to bottom Friday. But definitely full edit Bird Pal Day coming next Monday. Yeah, hope that clears all that up. Jesse says that I can all be edited and tweaked to your liking. Cool. Talking about Opus Clip. I'll definitely check it out then. Yeah. Thanks again for sending me that. That's cool. SPF, no worries. Roland, yeah, dude, I was at the Sphere. It was cool. It was very cool. If you guys have heard of it, yeah, the Sphere is this new venue in Vegas. It's got the largest LED screen in the world, which is kind of wild. I guess it's got 2 of them because there's one on the outside of the building and then there's one on the inside of the building. And yeah, the visuals were just kind of wild. The acoustics in there, like the audio is amazing. So it was a really fun time, really cool show. That was like a Christmas present to me from my wife, my mom, and my brother for me to meet my brother out there. But unfortunately, it was kind of like right smack in the middle of the snow season and a bunch of storms we were getting, which is fine. I'm not complaining. It was super sick. But yeah, that venue is nuts. The Sphere is very, very cool. If you ever get down to Vegas, I highly recommend you guys checking it out. I think U2 is wrapping up their stint there in the next couple of weeks. And after that, I want to say it was like Grateful Dead and Company or something's coming in. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty cool. Roland says, looking forward to the Pall Mall review. I am too. This was a challenge to throw together, guys. I would have loved to finish it earlier. But once I saw what was going on with Powder Mountain in, social media and everything, and the changes that they're doing, I felt like I had to address that and tweak the review just a little bit. I won't give any spoilers away, but you'll just have to watch and see what that did to any of its rankings, if it affected its rankings. But yeah, and I had a ton of footage to pull from to get some nice B-roll for most of the shots that I wanted to use and everything. But yeah, I'm stoked for that video as well. And gonna try to put out the rest of the review videos in the next month, I'd say. I don't want to wait until the end of the season. So I'm going to do the Bird. That's probably going to be saved for last because I've got so much to cover in the Bird review. And then yeah, we've got Alta and Deer Valley coming. And what else? I think that's it for... Oh, and Snow Basin. And that's it for all the resorts that I've ridden so far. And Beaver. Never mind. There's 4 left. Yeah. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Roland says, I know Lunar is the best. All caps best. You're right there. Correct. But have you ridden Cardiff? If yes, curious what your thoughts may be. The owner seems like a real down to earth guy like Austin who wants to put good product out there. Yes, I have ridden Cardiff, and I know a few people on the Cardiff crew. Bjorn Linus, pro snowboarder, pro from the original Forum Snowboard, Forum 8, if you guys know. He's awesome. He's like a pro rider for them. He's got the GOAT. That's like his signature board, which I have ridden. And I have ridden the Crane. That's another board he's always talking about. This was like 2 seasons ago, I think. I want to say I rode both of those boards. And they were fun. I liked the GOAT a lot more than the Crane. The Crane was a little bit too soft and couldn't charge quite as hard as I was looking for. I did a day at the Bird riding them. But they were good boards. They were, you could tell, high quality. My biggest little issue with Cardiff, I guess, is not the people who run it. They seem cool and legit. But my biggest issue is, like so many boards, they're made overseas in China. And then, they manufacture them there. They design, the graphics here and everything. The owner does all the graphics. He's heavily influenced in Japanese culture, and that's how you get, some of that artwork. It's really cool. But, the boards are manufactured overseas in the same factory as like 75% of all the other snowboards. So I don't know how unique they can be, honestly, and how much quality control you can have when somebody else is making your snowboards. But it's the majority of the industry. So there's really good brands out there like K2 and Solomon, who do the same thing. They're not manufactured like right here in Utah. But Lunars are, and it's pretty awesome to know the guy and his wife who make them, and to even get my hands in some of the builds, which I've done, which is super cool. It's just kind of interesting that a lot of people say like, support local Cardiff because they're a Utah brand. And it's like, well, yeah, they're based here, but their products aren't. So, but I'm not throwing any shade at Cardiff. Like, I think they're super cool. And I know JMO, he's another guy who works for them. He's an ambassador. Yeah, so I think they're cool. They're not my personal taste in graphics. I appreciate the artwork, but whatever you would call that art style, I prefer Lunar's look. I like the clean design of the white space and the more clean shapes and lines. And yeah, just something about their color palette too is just a little bit bland to me. It's cool. It's very, inspired by Japan, and it's supposed to have kind of that Zen feel to it. But as far as performance goes, like I say, I like the GOAT. The GOAT was a fun board. It performed pretty well. The Crane was just a little bit too soft to me, and too narrow of a waist width too. It wasn't volume shifted like Lunar's boards are. So I had the issue of toe and edge drag. If I really got it on its side, railing on carbs and whatnot. So I'd say they're more of a traditional shape mindset. But they do have, like the Pagoda and some other volume shifted powder specific boards. So hope that answers the question. I think they're one of the better companies out there right now. But yeah, don't hold a candle to Lunar. Sorry. Brett says going to snowbird for the first time. for one day in a few weeks. What's the best way to do it in a day? That's awesome, Brett. That's a great question too. If you're going to be there for one day, it really depends on the conditions. If it's snowing and has been snowing, or is just like puking, it's like snowing heavily, then you're at the mercy of what's open. So I hope you will be fortunate enough that everything will be open and you can do whatever you want. But I'll say if it's a snow day and if it's a weekend, best thing usually to do is to go straight to Gadzoom, because Gadzoom will usually open before everything else does. And then you can kind of keep an eye on what opens and try to head over to those zones when they do. Best thing you can do is download the Snowbird app. Download the Snowbird app and turn on notifications, and you'll actually get text alerts basically that pop up and tell you when terrain opens. Now, if it's been a day or two or more since it snowed, then that's not as important. It won't really matter if everything's open. If everything is open and the lines aren't huge, I would head straight to the tram. I would head straight to the tram, and from the top of the tram, if it's sunny, go into mineral. Drop mineral first thing in the day if it's sunny, because mineral gets the best sunlight for the first half of the day. It'll soften up the snow a little bit more than the front side. If it's cloudy or snowing, avoid mineral because visibility back there sucks when it's snowing or cloudy. And I would do from the top of the tram, probably Gadzoom or Gad2. And yeah, kind of spend some time in Gad Valley, then maybe make your way over to Peruvian. And if you absolutely want to see mineral because you only have one day, then maybe make that like the last thing you do if it's a storm day or a cloudy overcast day. But yeah, if it's a sunny day and everything's open and it's not too crowded, I would do mineral first, then Gad Valley, and then make my way over to Peruvian last probably. Yeah, because Gad Valley also gets a little bit of snow in like the afternoon. A little bit of sunlight in the afternoon and then the morning as well. So that would be a good option. Hope that helps. Yeah. But if you want to clarify what day you'll be there, I can hone in on what to do a little bit better, because a weekday versus a weekend makes a big difference. And yeah, storm day, or if it's been multiple days of storming, I hate to say things could not even open at all, or the road could be closed and you can't even get up there. But that doesn't happen too often. So I think you'll hopefully have good luck there. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Yeah, Brett, where are you chiming in from, by the way? If you guys haven't told me where you're from, let me know. Roland, are you still on the East Coast right now, by the way? Or are you traveling around anywhere else if you're still up, Roland? Yeah, so anyways, guys, I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'm trying to do a meet and greet on March 15th and 16th. So let me know if any of you can make it for that. Yeah, I mentioned we're dropping a video tomorrow for a Pow Mile review. And up next after that, we got Snow Basin with some snow coming in on Monday. So yeah, I think we're going to do Snow Basin next week, it sounds like. If any of you guys are ripping Snow Basin, might be there potentially Thursday, I'm thinking, of next week. So stoked for that. And yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing after that. Let me know what you guys want to see. You guys had some really good suggestions last time we asked in the live chat of 2 weeks ago, I believe. I'm going to be doing some top 5 lists, some top 10 lists, some things to do and not do in the backcountry. Speaking of which, if we are getting a break in storm cycles this next week, I am going to try to do some backcountry videos, as long as things are relatively safe. We've had kind of a consistent storm cycle lately, and I feel like the best time to hit the backcountry is when it's been, like a week of no storms. So gonna try to do some more of those. I know you guys have asked for those videos. Oh, I know what I forgot to mention. We are going to be doing a how to snowboard Alta video. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm pretty excited for it. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how to ride Alta legally as a snowboarder in the middle of the winter. I think that could be a fun video. If you guys are interested, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And we also got a GoPro versus DJI Osmo Action 4 video coming as well. That one's going to be sponsored by DJI, but I'm going to do my best, I promise, to not make it biased. It's going to be a very fair comparison. I've been rocking the ND filters with the DJI camera a lot lately, and I think it looks really good. Some of you guys have said, oh, the Osmo looks way better than the GoPro. And I think, honestly, it's just because I've been using the ND filters, and I have never shot GoPro with ND filters. But we're going to throw some ND filters on the GoPro Hero 12, and we're going to do side-by-side footage with both cameras, comparing them. And I honestly don't know which one's going to come out on top. I'm stoked to see what happens. Yeah. So hope you guys are stoked on that. Roland says in NYC. Okay. What's up, dude? What are you doing in New York? What's up in New York? Are you riding up there at all? Heading to Whistler at the end of March. Okay. Bummed I'll miss the meet and greet because of it, unless I can pull some strings at work. Oh man. Yeah, that's all right. If you can make it, great. If you can't, then we'll do another one, and I'm sure I'll see you at some point, even if it's not again this season. Then I'll definitely link up with you again next season. You said, by the way, are you liking the Osmo more as you dial it in? Looks great. Yeah, so to talk about that, to tap into that a little bit more, I am liking it. It still has some little quirks here and there that are, I don't know. There's some ways that it could be polished. I think the menus and the response, like the input of buttons and stuff, could be a little bit snappier. And I wish it didn't top out at 4K. I wish it could get up to like 5K or higher frame rates like the GoPro can handle at 4K. But overall, it's a very, very capable camera. I think I like it just as much. I don't know if I'm ready to say I like it more. I think the comparison video is honestly going to tell that, because I haven't filmed the two side by side, shooting the same shots, and I personally think I need to see that in order to decide what I like better. I think the stabilization's better on it, though. I'm just going to say that flat out. I think the stabilization on the Action 4 is better than GoPro's latest Hero 12 or 11 for that matter. I mean, GoPro can lock the horizon, which is pretty cool. You can do the horizon lock setting, and then it's pretty much solid, but you are limited to 4 or 5. I can't remember. I think it's 4K, and you're limited to linear, so it's like a tight crop on the image. So you lose a little bit of data in your shot using that, but it's very good for follow cams and stuff like that. You just can't get super close to your subject because you don't have a lot of room on the edges of your frame. But when you're not using the horizon lock on GoPro, the stabilization is not as good, in my opinion, because it'll sort of do these little jerky movements from time to time if you rotate the camera. Whereas the Osmo Action 4 does a really nice job of just smoothing out those movements, even if the horizon starts to tilt, you know? So that stabilization is really impressive. They're rock steady stabilization. But yeah, and then Roland says, would love to see a new video on settings, how to shoot, editing tips, color grading, etc. Could be a series of videos. Yeah, man. I mean, I think if I do a video like that, I just need to accept that not everybody's going to watch it. I would love to do it. I've talked about doing it for a few years. But when I ask and poll people, you know, a couple people like yourself, Roland, have asked for it, but polling my audience, so to speak, polling you guys is like the least requested thing in my polls. But I think there's people who want to see it, so I think I'll probably do it anyway for a few of you guys. Yeah, I think that's something to tackle probably more over the summer. But who knows? Maybe if I run out of video ideas, I will just do something like that anyway, because I think it would be fun. And I think honestly, 90% or more of people who use action cameras are doing it wrong, in my opinion. And I think honestly, that's evidence on YouTube. Even people out there who've got bigger channels than I do, I think the quality of their image has something to be desired. And I think they could be doing a better job, because there's like 5 or 6, maybe more, very important key things that you should be doing when you're filming and when you're editing and when you're exporting your footage that I think a lot of people don't do. So, yeah, maybe we will divulge my secrets in some videos. I haven't decided whether or not yet. I'll just post them on YouTube and see how they do, or if we'll do like a small tutorial course kind of thing that I would sell to you guys. If I did sell it, it would be, you know, like $20-$30 or something like that. But I don't know. I'm always mulling that around in the back burner. I would love to just post it for you guys for free if people will watch it. So thanks for asking for that. Jason says, I love the raw videos you are releasing. Awesome, man. They've been fun to do. Yeah. I really enjoyed the last one we did, getting mic'd up. I was a little bit nervous that, you know, it wasn't set up properly potentially or something, and that I would like get back and there'd be like zero audio or something, but no, it worked out fine. And the audio came out really nice and really crispy. So glad you like that. We're going to be doing more of those. I haven't decided if I'm going to do like a full edit, like a full day of riding with no music and just the audio. I feel like that might be a bit more boring. I know people do that occasionally, but like Gimbal God's been doing that for a while. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do some full edits, like a 10-15 minute like whole day of shredding just without music? I don't know. I really enjoyed adding music, and I feel like it elevates the stoke and gets the excitement a little bit higher. But just a thought. Glad you're liking the raw edits though. Jacob says, I dropped into Alta for the first time last week from the armpit shoots. Nice. You mean armpit gate? I'm guessing. I came upon it by accident because I wanted to see what was at the end of Baldy, and I saw the open gate. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, dude. That's all. That's it. Now I'm curious, Jacob. Did you come back in time, and did you know how to safely get back to like Peruvian, or did you just drop all the way to the bottom of Alta and then hitch a ride or catch a bus or something? Because there's two ways of doing it. There's actually, well, there's like 3 or 4 ways of doing it, but you could drop in if Baldy chutes are open from the top of Baldy. Or you could drop in through Armpit Gate after you do the high traverse, which is what it sounds like you did. And then you can make your way back in after riding the ridge. After you get to like Wildcat, you can make your way back in, for example, or the Gun Tower. There's a few places where you can drop back in and make it back to the lift without having to hike or catch a bus. Or you could just bomb it all the way to the bottom, waving at all the skiers whose jaws are on the ground as you get to the bottom of Collins. And then, just try to catch a bus or a shuttle or thumb a ride if somebody's kind enough to give you a ride back. So what did you do? I got to know. I'm very curious, Jason. Jacob, sorry. Specifying snowboarding. I got that. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Roland says tutorial. I'm buying. Nice, dude. All right. Well, if you guys agree, if anybody else is interested, let me know. Like I said, I know it's not everybody. The majority of you guys probably just tune in to see the shred content, get stoked, or to get some information on the resorts or get an idea of what it looks like. But some of you have asked like what my process is and if I could teach it. So if anybody out there is willing to pay for it, that would definitely help me out. And it's going to be a lot of work. That's the biggest thing too. Like it's going to be basically making videos that I normally make and then making a video on how I make that video, documenting the entire thing. So quite a bit of work. But I think it would be worth it. And I just hope people would actually use it. So thanks, Roland. We're going to try to wrap this up after an hour of chatting, by the way. We started at 8. It's almost 9 o'clock here, Mountain Time. That's about 8 minutes away from now. So thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, sweet. And we got a super chat. Nice. Jason is the man. Thank you, Jason Evangelista. Mix it up. Release a combo of raw edits and well-produced quality edits with music. A variety of content makes viewing exciting to watch. I think you're right, man. And I think that's the biggest thing I learned in the chat a couple weeks ago. You guys seem to want more variety, which I totally get. It makes sense. And honestly, if I do an edit or two without music, it's going to be less work. It's going to be less work for me. I have come to, I wouldn't say depend on, but I definitely use the music to guide my editing when it comes to quick cuts and stuff, because I like the rhythm to help to dictate the cutting that I do from shot to shot. But I generally will drop all the footage in the timeline and kind of cut it up loosely to what I think looks good already, and then I like refine it with music. So it could be fun and interesting to do that without music, and it'll be a little bit of an editing break for me too, I guess too. It'll be probably a little bit quicker turnaround time if I do that. So yeah, I think we might do that. Thanks, dude. I appreciate the super chat, and thank you for the feedback. It's awesome. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, drop in. Thank you, all you who have been here during this chat or any other chats throughout the week. We'll keep it going for another 5 minutes. Yeah, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Nate Robinson, good to hear from you. Nate says, I can't wait to be in Powell heaven next week. I'm leaving Richmond, Virginia Friday. Nice, dude. Good old Richmond. Oh, man. Yeah. Not Richmond from Ted Lasso. Different Richmond. But yeah, Virginia, that's awesome, man. I never lived in Virginia, but I had family in Virginia, and spent quite a bit of time driving through Virginia, cautiously, I should say. They say Virginia is for lovers, and I do love Virginia. It's very scenic. Celica and I spent one of our anniversaries there. But man, Virginia is also for speed traps, dude. Virginia is the worst state in the country for driving. If any of you guys are ever passing through Virginia, keep your eyes glued to the speedometer and the speed limit because they are ruthless in Virginia. But that's cool, man. Yeah, you're going to be in Powell Heaven next week. Stoked for you, buddy. And nice, Roland. Thank you, Roland, for the super chat. Backing up Jason. Very awesome. You guys, love you so much. And also towards a tutorial startup fund, LOL. And to encourage peeps to show support. Thank you, Roland. I appreciate you so much, man. Yeah, Roland is a true OG. He's been here for a long time, supporting the channel, just being an awesome friend. Yeah, he reached out to me a few times, guys, just saying he wanted to link up and try to shred and meet me, and we made it happen. So if you guys are in the area and you want to try to meet up and ride, I'm down if I can make it happen. My schedule doesn't always provide the opportunity, but if I can, I will try. So just be persistent. That's the biggest thing I can say. Persistence pays off. If you reach out to me and I don't respond, it's nothing personal. It's just too many messages or something like that, probably. But yeah, Roland, you are the man. Thank you, buddy. And Roland says, show love. Without Dan, who are we watching in Utah? Nobody. That's who. It's true, man. He's got a good point. At least for riding sideways, I'm the only game in town, or at least I like to think I'm the best game in town. So appreciate that, dude. Really do. And yeah, I want to keep providing quality content for you guys and a little more variety, like we've been talking about as well. So unless anybody has any more questions, I think we'll wrap it up so I can get back to this Powder Mountain video, the Powder Mountain review video, so that I can drop that for you guys tomorrow. I'm really stoked on it. Jason says it's good to see action videos in Utah. Roland is right. Dan has good Utah content. Sweet. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Love each and every one of you for tuning in. We will be back here again next Wednesday. I'll try to do a little bit better job promoting the live stream, but I'm glad you guys are here and saw it. I think I only scheduled it like 3 hours in advance or something like that. So thank you guys for being here, for seeing it. I will try to promote the next one a little bit more. And if there's any other questions that you thought of right after we sign off, drop them on this video or reach out to me on Instagram. Yeah. Thanks to each and every one of you guys. Thanks to anybody that's a Patreon member. You guys are helping even more. Super sick. Shout out to Ken Dong again, by the way, who sent me some cash for a mic, which we ended up not needing. But we are definitely going to use it towards some other board progression content or merchandise or something to make the channel better, definitely. So thanks, guys. It's 9 o'clock. And yeah, we're going to sign off. If anybody can be at the Bird tomorrow, hope to see you there. And if anybody can be at Snow Basin next week, hope to see you there. We'll be in touch. Thanks, guys. You.